I thought that a really brilliant way to follow up that Survivor Series was the fact that they had Triple H being like, listen, you don't have to challenge for the world title. You could give me the night off and I'll let you join Evolution. And
I love it. I love it when people ask. I love it when people get mad. They're like, why did you join?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a story. Like some of my friends that are involved in wrestling that I'm like, this is a thing that should be revisited. Like somebody who has this great opportunity. And like, that was the catalyst for you turning heel was like, he was like, I had the opportunity. It could have been me. I could have been there. How is that presented to you? Because like, I thought there was so much more they could have done with that, because that was great that you were a heel, but also you were a heel who, like, within your own mind, still kind of hated the top heels on the show because of the opportunity that was presented to you.
Yeah. Well, if you remember at that time, after the Survivor Series, the following night, the Raw in Indianapolis that was my first night as GM. And then there were 3 more. I mean, so we were running the month out with guys from that Survivor Series, that were going to, be in essence GM for the night. So, it really made no sense let's say I go out and then shock the world and, Hunter turns the strap over to me. Well, then what? Am I going to have the guys that I was just teaming with chasing me down? No,
exactly.
That doesn't really make sense, but what does make sense is me having my first run at it, failing, and then seeing the guys that I was tagging with doing, still advancing the ball for them, and then me getting upset with it and turning heel. When I turned heel, man, that's when I started having the most fun in the business. And to this day, I vastly love being a heel way more than a face.
And then, like, it even ended up making sense because I remember you faced, I think it was Orton in a Beat the Clock match months later. And because he was babyface at that point and you were heel at that point, it made an awful lot of sense. Gosh, I think that was the next month even. So, I mean, so, like, the fact that you had, like, he was the guy that had he had already been with Evolution. You had already been through that with him. You had teamed with him. And then it worked there because he was like on the verge of, he was about to go back, but you had seen everything that he had accomplished too. And oh my God, I thought it was really good. I thought I really, really enjoyed that.
It was good writing. And what's funny is that Randy and I were riding together at the time too.
Okay.
I used to love it when it was the best when he and I would have a loop, an entire 3 nights on the house shows and then wrestle on Raw. Because that was like a night, that was like a week off because wrestling him was so easy. And then, knowing that we were going to be able to fine tune a match for 3 nights and then pick and choose from what worked and put it on the Raw, I always knew I was going to have great matches.